Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by the Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. Well, the 25th Annual Crawford Antique Farm Machinery Show is June 19th through the 21st at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. Visit the Crawford Antique Farm Machinery Association on Facebook to learn more. And a reminder, we will join the Ohio Farm Bureau at their annual golf outing, fundraiser, and update foundation priorities on Monday, the 23rd. Well, Joel checks in with an update from Bayer Crop Science. Joel.
Joining us right now, Sam Park, Ohio Channel Technical Agronomist. Sam, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us. What an interesting season for Ohio growers when it comes to agronomics. Managing nitrogen levels, what do farmers need to know about what's going into their soil, as well as the impact of this unique rainfall-ridden spring that we've had?
Sure. Yeah, this is a question I've been getting pretty often. And with just the amount of rain we had, right, it's how, where are my nitrogen levels at? What should I be doing? Should I increase what I'm going to side dress with? Or, what are my decisions and what should I be thinking about? And so first thing we want to start with is, what are our loss mechanisms? And so heavy rainfall, which causes saturated soils, is going to essentially cause loss in nitrogen, which I anticipate we're going to have some here. The two main loss mechanisms are going to be denitrification and leaching. Denitrification is the process where soil bacteria converts nitrate to nitrogen gas that escapes from the soil into the air. And that occurs when there's no oxygen left in the soil. And that process typically starts to take place 2 to 3 days of waterlogged conditions. So if you get rain for one day, it's really wet, but it drains off quickly, you're probably not at a huge risk. But if you're starting to remain waterlogged for 3, 4, 5 days, that process has probably begun. That process also increases as soil temperatures increase above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There are studies that show from Illinois that you can have up to 5% nitrate loss through denitrification each day that soil is saturated. Leaching, that's a more simple process. When nitrate is in the soil solution, it's more mobile. And as that water drains from the field, that nitrate can leave along with it.
More rainfall on the horizon, so let's keep an eye out for our nitrogen needs. Sam, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Don't forget, folks, read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices for the Ohio AgNet. I'm Joel Norwood. Thanks for tuning in.
Recent rainy conditions across the eastern two-thirds of the country continue to be reflected in the USDA's conditions report for pastures.
The rain accumulations of past weeks east of the Rockies continues to boost favorable pasture and rangeland conditions across the country. USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey.
We have seen the good to excellent ratings jumping to 46%. That is up 3 percentage points from last week. And at this point, only 28% rated very poor to poor. That is down 3 points from last week. So it takes a while sometimes for the rain to be manifested in terms of better pasture conditions, but we are certainly seeing that trend at this time.
Even with favorable conditions in the eastern two-thirds of the country, pasture and rangeland conditions in a handful of western states are driving very poor to poor ratings.
In particular, Montana, still, even with the rain that we have seen recently, it may take a while for that to be manifested in better pasture conditions. At the moment, we're still at 46% very poor to poor.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
And more than 250 groups representing farmers, ranchers, and agrochemical companies urged the Trump administration on Tuesday to seek their input on future activities of the Make America Healthy Again Commission after the body's first report pointed to pesticides as a possible health risk. The markets are next.
Here's the scoop. Soybeans are fueling Ohio's dairy farms, one glass of milk at a time. Nationwide, dairy farms use the equivalent of 229 million bushels of soybeans every year. Plus, high oleic soybeans boost milk fat and yield, making farms more profitable. From the fields to your fridge, soybeans power the farms that feed families. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, July corn $4.33.5 up 2, December corn $4.44 up 5 1/4, July soybeans $10.74 3/4 up 3/4 of a cent, November beans up a half cent at $10.68 1/4, July wheat $5.74 1/4 up 25 1/4. At the Mercantile Exchange, June cattle $224.30 up $1.05. July hogs $112.17 up 52 cents. September feeder cattle $303.80 up 90 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.